Uh, hey everybody, how's it going today? It's Edwin back with Strictly Comics. I just want to take the time right now just to thank everybody for tuning in and watching these videos. I just can't say thanks enough for the support, the views, the likes, the comments, all that stuff for the videos that I've been doing. I do want to go ahead and take the time now to encourage you guys to go ahead and like, comment, and subscribe. Um, yeah, I do appreciate it, and it just kind of encourages me to keep on going whenever you guys have a comment or a like or you guys subscribe, stuff like that. So it's pretty awesome, and I do enjoy doing this. So let me get into this with my poll list for this week. It was kind of a big poll list this week, bigger than I had anticipated. So, yeah, quite a few books. I know that there's a lot of you guys out there. After you see this, you might think, "Oh, dude, that's nothing. I get everything when it comes out every week." I even know people that get 2 copies of everything when it comes out. And one of the purposes behind that is just to, in case something, that whole speculation, like what Poet Skinny talks about, just in case something might just skyrocket in value. They had picked up 2 copies of whatever issue it may be. So, but I do what I can. My wife allows me to collect these books as long as I don't get carried away and spending a lot of unnecessary money. So yeah. Anyways, I'm a rambler. Sorry. Let's get right into it. As you can see, one of the DC issues that I got this week was probably the hottest DC issue to come out this week. And I love the artwork. I love the beautiful artwork by Jay Lee. Now, the thing about Jay Lee is that I remember him drawing in the 90s, and this is not typically his style that I remember drawing. I don't know if he's doing a different technique, different art style than what he's used to doing. But this isn't really the way I remember Jim Lee. Did I say Jim Lee? Sorry. Jay Lee. This is not typically how I see Jay Lee drawing, especially from the 90s. But when I seen this cover, I read about it before I picked it up. I was like, oh, it's a hot DC issue. I'm going to pick it up. Everybody's going to be picking it up. Just like Superman Unchained that came out like a couple of weeks ago. This is another DC issue where my comic book shop had just like this was the largest stack out of all the issues that they got this week. So I was very happy to pick this up. Next, I picked up All New X-Men number 13. Now, everybody's been reading this. It's as a matter of fact, it's within the top 7 or 8 most printed issues month to month ever since the series started. So I'm interested to get into this, to start reading it, to figure out what happens. Plus, I see that I get a lot more views whenever you guys viewed like the hottest, basically the top 10 books that come out every month or every week is where people view the most comic book reviews on YouTube. So might do a review on it, not sure. But anyways, picked it up. Next I picked up TMNT number 23. I'm really, really looking forward to reading this book because it's a part of the City Fall storyline, and I actually got a lot of views on part 1 that came out last month. Apparently there's a lot of interest in this storyline. I said that when I did the review that I believe something big is going to happen, and I'm really anxious to get into this story to figure out what happens. Probably look forward to a review on this issue right here. Next, I picked up Lazarus number 1. Now, I didn't really know anything about this book when I picked it up. I did a quick not review. I read a kind of a brief, a concise version, a concise article about what the story is about. And not only that, but Image has been pretty hot lately. So whenever a number one comes out in Image, I say pick it up. And not only that, but when I grabbed this was like the last one. My comic book shop, they don't order a lot of Image. They only order like typically what's hot, and I understand. I mean, comic books don't sell like how they used to. So you want to continue to generate money for your business. So of course you're going to order what's hot. If there's not a lot of people ordering Image titles, there's not going to be a lot printed. And because of that, I was actually glad that I picked this up. I'm really looking forward to reading this. This actually may be, it's the second Image title that I picked up. So not really sure which Image review I'm going to do this week. Maybe this one because it's a number one. We'll see. Next, you guys, I picked up Batman: The Dark Knight, number 21. This appears to be like a continuation of the storyline with Batman and the Mad Hatter. The last time I did a review on this book was a month ago, and I had kind of explained how this issue is dark. It really is dark, and I expect the same thing in this issue. Really looking forward to it. Want to see where they're going, so maybe look for a decent review for this. Maybe I'm not really sure. Probably not because of the Superman Batman that came out. I think that's what I'm going to do first, anyways. And next, by DC/Vertigo, I got The Wake number 2 by Mr. Scott Snyder. I actually saw that a lot of people were doing reviews on this when this book came out a few weeks ago. A lot of people liked it. I liked it. I'm really looking to see where this book is going to take me, because from the beginning of issue 1, we saw 200 years into the future. Then we saw the present. And then the last panel of issue number 1, it took us back I think it was 100,000 years into the past or something. So I want to see how all this ties in together. I'm very curious to see what's going on. Scott Snyder, in a way, kind of reminds me of what's his name, Stephen King, a little bit, to the point to where the man loves to write. He also incorporates some form of scary or evil horror element into it a little bit. But the guy's a brilliant writer, and I think that anything that he puts out right now is probably going to be a really hot read. I think that at the moment I would probably put him up there with Brian Michael Bendis, Robert Kirkman, and other of the hot writers that are out there right now. So if you guys aren't reading this, I recommend pick this up. And plus, I think that I said in my review, you got to give this, even though it's a 10-issue series, you got to give it 2 or 3 issues, maybe 2 issues, before the wheels really start rolling. Next up, I got The Bounce number 2. Now, I don't have this on my pull list, and I don't know if I'll put it on my pull list. I am going to continue to read the story a little bit. I'm going to read this one and probably one more before I decide whether I want to continue into this series. As a Christian, I don't endorse nor am I a fan of drug use. Through experience, it's caused problems in my life, and it really doesn't do anything but cause problems in everybody's life. I haven't seen a positive outcome yet from somebody that abuses drugs. So yeah, and when I seen this cover, I wasn't really a fan of this cover, but I did grab it because it was one of the fewer ones that he had. There were 2 covers that my comic book shop had, and I grabbed this one. And plus, one of the reasons why I grabbed it is because I always know that if I want to sell it, this would probably grab more interest and attention from people who are looking to buy this particular book than the first cover. So, but anyways, I'm gonna read it, check it out. don't really get how you can be a superhero and get high at the same time. That's usually a contradiction. Anyways, I'll read it, see what's up. Next I got, what is this? Scarlet Spider number 18. Now, I remember doing a review on this last month, and when I did the review and I read it, I told you guys that it's a really fun book, and Scarlet Spider's actually kicking a lot of butt. He's kicking a lot of the X-Men's butt, which was really cool, you know. And I know it's not like he's not likely to succeed in that, especially his mission, because as you recall, he was supposed to, because he was indebted. He owed he owed a favor to a agency or secret society or whatever, and they were calling in their favor, and that favor was to kill Wolverine. Well, we all know that ain't gonna happen. Wolverine is probably the top 5 all-time popular comic book characters ever. Next, I got, I'm sitting here spitting all over my comics, man. He-Man Masters of the Universe number 3. Don't really know what to say about this. I'll keep reading it. I was even talking with the guy at the comic book shop. He agreed with me. I was like, yeah, it kind of drags a little bit when you're reading it. You know, I so badly want to give comic books a chance, especially when they connect to your childhood, that whole nostalgic moment, that whole nostalgic feeling. And, you know, there's a lot of emotional feelings attached to me by He-Man. You know, I grew up with He-Man, and I really want this to be successful, but I really don't know. I'll read this one. Based on this issue, we'll determine whether I pick up another one. So I might end up doing like a month-to-month basis, whether or not I'm going to continue to pick this up, because the artwork is great, but the story is so we'll see. Next I got Uncanny XMen number 7. Number 7. Yeah. Uncanny XMen number 7. Still behind on this title, but I'm really looking forward to catching up, because Uncanny XMen is the shiznit, as y'all know. So we'll see. And then next I got Talen number 9. Now, this title, again, didn't get a lot of views, didn't get a lot of popularity. I think that the whole DC saturating their comic books with the whole Court of Owls, you know, corporations can really ruin it for a good character or a good story. They see something rolling. We saw that when Wolverine first came in the scene. They were just, every book had Wolverine in it. We saw when Venom first came into play in the 80s and 90s. Venom was everywhere. And we're kind of starting to see this a little bit with the Court of Owls. Not as much as Wolverine and Venom. But if this were to gain, if the Court of Owls were to gain so much popularity, DC would just saturate their books with Court of Owls. So, all that being said, I like the story because of Scott Snyder. I think he's doing a really good job. Some of you guys I know don't like it. You know, that's fine. Everybody has their opinion. But if you're not reading this, I think it's a good read. I would encourage you to pick it up. And last, you guys, I got Age of Ultron issue, what is this, like 10 AI, something like that. I didn't really want this book because, you know, I haven't even read Age of Ultron yet. Sorry, you guys. I'm just so far behind. But I've already looked at YouTube videos, spoilers, and stuff like that, so I kind of already know what it's about. But I didn't really want the 10 AI or whatever, because the main story is pretty much done. And we saw it in, like, Superior Spider-Man, like 7 AI, AU, whatever. And all they were just tie-ins with the whole Age of Ultron story arc. So Plus, I kind of flipped through this before I purchased it because I wanted to see if I wanted to get it. And then I decided that I didn't want it because it's just a story about Ant-Man. I guess they're getting ready to hype up this whole Ant-Man movie that's supposed to be coming out pretty soon. But I decided that I didn't want it, and then I went and got my pull list, and lo and behold, it was in my box. So, you know, it wasn't really the comic book's fault. Didn't want to really disrespect their services or anything like that, so I purchased it anyways. What I'll probably do is I'll probably sell all 10 issues, well, 11 issues as a lot on eBay, maybe. We'll see. Also, you guys, I did decide that not only am I going to do my normal reviews of one title for each of the 4 major issues major publishers that I buy from, I'm going to try to review most, if not all, of the books that I picked up this week. And I'm going to try to do that every week. So outside of my 4 issues that I do on a weekly basis, look forward to at least 2 more reviews every day for the next 2 to 3 days in a row. Also, you guys, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Again, I always appreciate it. I'm very thankful. Keep God first in your life. Enjoy your comics, though. And God bless you guys. I'm out of here.